What is up, guys? Diplex here again. Welcome back to another video. This is Squad Ops Round 2. I hope you guys enjoyed Part 1. There will be a link to it in the description box below. I suggest you watch it before this one because I'm not going to go through any of the details. If you did watch Part 1 or Round 1, you will know what the deal is all about. And, as you can tell, we're just heading straight into the action. So the teams have been swapped. The insurgents are the former Russians, and the current Russians are the former insurgents. The thing that is different this time around is that the Russians have chosen the second available spot for their FOB, which is sort of the district market, or as I call it in the previous episode, the East Market. So one squad is here. They are currently engaging what seems to be the entire insurgent platoon there to its north. And the other 3 squads plus command squad is on their way here. So they should be back there heading in. But now let's focus on the first squad here in the market, and of course all the insurgents to the north.
It is whole tune. Roughly 2 squads on the eastern side of the river, it seems, and 2 squads to the north. Possibly 1 squad on the east side of the river.
Good call, and a correction. This is the second squad, which is the FOB squad. In the previous rounds, it was the first squad that did all the market protection, and of course the FOB setup. But so yes, as the second squad leader said to commander, 2 squads in a close proximity and another 2 to the north, possibly 1 squad on the east side of the river. Very correct information, nicely spotted. From what I can tell, it doesn't seem like the insurgents lost a single man, which is very bad for the Russians, seeing as they sort of did get the upper hand on the insurgents in the open. If the insurgents act quickly now, they could just swarm this FOB in seconds. I'm actually a little bit worried for the Russians. This round is going to take a very different turn, and compared to the previous round, that's for sure. Chaplain on top of the roof here, taking in a lot of fire. Popping smoke. Oh, that's actually a frag. Smoke's going out in all directions, suppressing fire. Look at the insurgents just blitzing. The Russians are a little split up. We have the FOB back here with no immediate protection. I'm going to refresh the silhouettes real quick. There we go. Now we can see a few more Russians with the silhouettes here. So there's just a handful down here by the FOB. There's a few up by the west side of the bridge. And they have a whole squad to encounter. It does seem like some reinforcements are starting to arrive, though, because the numbers don't make a whole lot of sense here. There's definitely around 2 Russian squads here by district market now to counter the 2 insurgent squads that are about to attack. So far, 0 casualties. Did Chaplain retreat? I'm not sure.
1 and 2, listen for where you're getting the contact from. Call it out to me if it's
oh man, that's a lot of grenades being thrown.
Copy. As of right now, we are getting hit north, northwest, northeast.
Roger.
So Chaplain just disconnected, and that is a tell that he died during that first minute of fighting. So the Russians have indeed taken their first casualty. Look at the aggression. They are so aggressive.
Squad 4. Yeah, go ahead. You can have your guys slide northwest on that embankment that you're on at the moment.
Another insurgent squad is joining in. We have the one here on the far east engaging a fire team, including the new squad leader here, Sughart. He is just on the other side of the river. He's in a tricky spot. If I were him, I'd pull back And I think he's ordered that they're going to crawl back. There's just simply too many to face there across that field. Another 2 insurgent squads, so the rest of the entire platoon has now arrived to attack this market area, and I see no other Russians. I think we're going to have to refresh silhouettes one more time just to make sure we got everyone on screen.
Negative.
There we go.
Sounds like northeast really hot.
Still can't see any other blue markers. I'm worried. Where are the rest of the Russian troops?
Good work, gentlemen.
Look at all the smokes here. The insurgents are storming in right now.
Keep on moving. I want you to be outflanking forward.
Look at the force. Look at that firepower. I have to say, it's almost beautiful to see them playing so aggressively here. I feel like the insurgents in the previous round got a little run over. They were bossed around. And right now they are setting the pace here. I think they're not wasting any time. They wasted too much time last round, and the Russians fortified the marketplace too quickly and too well. Now the commanders here in market they're stressed. They're calling out directions left, right, and center. The insurgents are indeed everywhere right now. A whole platoon now coming down on 2 Russian squads. And I'm trying to give you just an overview. Oh, they're just throwing grenades. Russians are dropping everywhere right now. Look at them, bullets hitting that wall, being shot from the high ground. Rockets being fired. The Russians aren't in too bad a spot here to the south. Basically, the south part of the district market here, or the southeastern part on this side of the street, or the road running down the village from the bridge, is very hardened right now by the Russian troops. Oh, they've crossed.
I'm hearing that they're on the west side of District Center in the building D391 potentially.
Roger that. 4. Go ahead and proceed.
Good grenade. One insurgent is just going to fall over. But Sugart has little room here to move. I think if the insurgent is patient... Oh no, he's going to turn around. You hear all the comms? They're stressed. There's so much going on right now. One whole insurgent squad is practically over here by this complex. Grenades being thrown.
I just need them shooting north, doesn't matter where.
Rockets being fired left, right, and center. Okay, we got insurgents crossing the street now. They've beaten back the Russians holding this complex. There are 2 Russians remaining here, and there are a whole bunch of insurgents to their south. Sughart has gone down, trying to clear out a building, but he seems to have gotten 2 insurgents with him. So that's quite an efficient move.
Yeah, let's go ahead. We're taking fire from the southeast somewhere, we're not sure. Straight, yeah, south of us.
Relentless. Just absolutely relentless.
No eyes. Yeah, we're gonna pull into the town.
Alright, 4. I need you to through market, break contact, get up to the north of market, and then swing.
Okay, the insurgents are now crossing the road in serious numbers. They're not saving any ammo, that's for sure.
They're starting to break through on the north here. We're gonna lose the hab.
I'm gonna update silhouettes one final time because I feel like there are so many Russians missing. And there we go. That's a nice little refresh. We've got about 1 more squad showing up to the far south. They've just entered the village now, or the district market, and it might be a little too late because the insurgents have this right now. Look at that grenade thrown with an underhand. Oh, but that is I'd say that's a rather unlucky outcome for the insurgent. He seemed to have had that locked down. Alright, the insurgents are storming the complex now. FOB is nearby.
They need to get, if they can, to the FOB location. building and hold it.
Ooh. Wow. Just a matter of timing here that can just be the difference between life and death, defeat or victory.
Squad 4 also be advised, maybe you can see.
Yeah, we had eyes on them for a while, but we get pressed. We'll see if we can get guns up at the moment.
Alright, be advised, your command's coming down the western eastern
Lima
side of the
Bean.
map. I'm going to see what's over here.
Will he?
I'll let you know.
Okay.
East and haste and swing in from the northwest of the cap.
He's practically surrounded and alone, and he's down. Jesus. Let's finish that barrage with a grenade like the dot over the eye. Oh, good grenade though. Let's see where it impacts. Oh, fell a little too short. But he's defending the fob, and he's got about a whole squad moving in on him right now. That grenade is going to land awkwardly far away from him and kill him with shrapnel, probably due to his previous damage though. Oh, but we do have a fire team across the river. I'm going to refresh the silhouettes a fourth time.
Yeah, we're here, we're getting,
and no, I was wrong. I thought there'd be more Russians, but only one. Who I consider to be a bit of a Rambo, unless there has been a Russian casualty near him. He seems to be acting a little bit alone.
7, if you can, I need you to push north. They're on the eastern side of the walls.
Heard, you want us pushing north inside
Look at
the
this.
camp,
The
or pushing on
fob
the eastern side?
is
Whatever you see
undefended.
at this point.
We have one squad to the south here. There's a fire team, and their second fire team has moved up over here. So there's about what seems to be 7 survivors part of that squad. There's 3 alive here from the initial,
On your approach, 7.
what, 14, 15 men that held this marketplace by the time the insurgents actually broke into it. We have one stray U.S. soldier, I keep saying U.S., but one stray Russian trooper moving in over there, and let's refresh the silhouettes just another time. I don't know why we have to do that so often, but the Russians are receiving reinforcements from the north. I'm just not sure it'll happen quickly enough. This is going to turn into a bit of a sandwich maneuver, and it might put the insurgents in a very awkward situation, but we'll have to find out. Russians forced to push up now to secure the fob. The insurgents are so close now. We got one up here on the roof. He seems to be glitching a little bit. He's moving up. That's just an unfortunate visual error. He's not doing anything funky though. So he's crawling to the fob. Is he going to start digging it down? That is going to be some sort of a mission objective victory for the insurgents. If I were him, I'd start doing that right now. You got your friends right outside. You have taken one friendly loss here by the stairs, but that is due to some pretty far... Oh, there's more going on here. Here's a very tight fire team. 4 troops in a very small area. One grenade could do a lot of damage there. The Russians are starting to enter now. 2 insurgents dropped. Oh, they dug it down. They dug it down.
Make sure they frag
Oh, here they come.
To our south, we're down the road.
They're forced to storm now. They're really working against time. But the insurgents might just... Oh, he knows they're coming in here. If I were him, I'd just hold right there. You know, that's a good spot. Oh, look at that. Storm's right on the other side of the wall. What's going to happen? Rocket? Is he going to go for it? Is he going to fire across? There's a hole. He knows that. Oh! That's frightening, but not deadly. Look, he's digging down. Can he hear him? If he can hear him, he knows he has to act. Otherwise, he's going to be shot in his back. Does Storm see him? Storm doesn't see him. He doesn't see him either. Oh, good shooting. That is just so unlucky. That is the reason why you have to look around a lot. Wow.
Yeah, I have no idea where he is, so...
There's 1 insurgent alive over here, and there's 3 down here. And that seems to be the last of them. 4 down there and 1 up here. The reinforcements came in and sort of like clutched it. Look at the commander. How did he not spot each other? Okay, good shooting there. Good shooting.
On radio.
They didn't quite bring it down fully. But one insurgent tried a lot, and he almost did it. The radio is clear though. They've secured it.
Scratch radio's clear.
Roger that.
Wow.
Squads, be advised,
This one
guys
insurgent
taking
here in the
equipment
corner,
around
if
the
he would have
radio,
turned around to
hunt
kill
down.
Storm that moved up, the insurgent up there would have probably finished digging it down, and that would have been a mission objective. But in the end of the day, what it comes down to is last man standing. So the insurgents would have pretty much needed a victory in manpower. There goes one more Russian. Jack Boot is down. Could this be the insurgent commander? Possibly squad leader. Ooh, 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 lawn darts, commander. Oh, once again, timing. Oh my god, lawn darts. He's down. Oh, but Storm is going to save it a second time.
They're on the roof.
They're not on the roof though, but that was close.
Like the roof's above it. That's all I hear.
Storm not dead, but he took some fire. Is this grenade going to be thrown? Yes, it is.
Okay.
Senpai and
so
muscles.
all we gotta do is just hunker down. Defend the radio.
Ooh, what if that grenade would have just landed a little shorter?
I really can't get much more guidance than this. Hey Phoenix, what's your strength there? 'Cause you're the only other guy that comes.
Well, the Russians have the farm pretty much locked down now. 5 men there, 2 to its north, 3 to its west, and another 2 to its south. And in between all that, we have 4 combat active insurgents. So it's a similar outcome to the previous round, and this one has been so fast and hectic, so much action. Oh man, has this been lovely. Absolutely amazing. And I really, really, really appreciate the aggression early on. I mean, the insurgents just killed it. I think they lost a few too many. They're just clearing out the compound just due to the fact that they were so quick about it. But they did get to the objective, and they almost brought it down. Once again, the Russians have no idea how many insurgents there are alive. They think they might be outnumbered. They don't know.
Yeah, smoke's coming from the south-southwest.
You guys heard that, right? Pop. Heard.
But these 3 guys laying still here, they're not going to change anything. We got one poor squad leader or commander who he just got clocked. Ding, ding, ding. Storm again, I think. So far, it seems to be the Russian MVP here of this round. Not that I crowned one in the previous one, but perhaps that would be unfair. I mean, what can I crown and not? I'm not no expert in this, but I do have the results at hand, being able to just overlook everything. But I'd say Silas did a very good job in the previous round as well. Held his own for most of the time. At least when I watched, he was pretty much alone to the north and west. But all right, the 3 remaining insurgents are moving. One is fortunate to be alive after that burst of fire.
We are kind of south of us.
Now they're a little bit sandwiched. One is inside the building, one's by the wall. They're both going to face down on like 3 guns from each direction, so they're in a very, very tricky spot right now. I don't mean to ruin any of the excitement, but this is going to turn into a fairly quick and simple shakedown. Storm is moving up. This insurgent knows he has to move out. Once again, the timing, and it's not going to quite save his life. Storm is going to bring him down. Potentially one of the players to the north there, but I do think Storm did that.
2 dead bodies over here, guys.
Is he going to be alive by the end of the round? We don't know. There's one insurgent here with a machine gun in a fairly tricky spot. He's got good natural cover and some grass. And he has no one moving up on his behind. So once again, it's going to come down to timing. Will he be looking at the right direction? Phoenix, he's down. Liberal Pundit almost went down as well.
Oh, southeast, yeah. Phoenix is down.
Oh! How is he still alive? He's gonna patch up. I'm not sure it'll be enough. Perhaps we'll see a few hand grenades go out. Yeah, there we go. Storm is going to finish that off. Good job, guys. GG, and the Russians win round 2.